a journey it's been.
Oh, I can't believe it's been so long.
Yeah, it's been a while. Can't believe it's been more than 10 years.
I've always heard there's that classic dropout rate in teaching the first 5 years or whatever.
In our first year, we went to some VIT graduate conference, and the statistic was something like 50% of teachers quit within 5 years. Is it still the same or is it higher?
Gosh, it's been so many years since then. Far out.
Yeah, it's been a roller coaster, but I'm still teaching. The thing is, for me, I always like to have one thing that's stable in my life because things have been. It's been a bit of a journey. Yeah, I guess school is that constancy.
I look back now and my whole experience with my first school was unbelievable. But I also struggled a bit with the patriarchy and the Catholic education system. I really wanted to change the power setting and give students more meaningful experiences at school. And that's when I started taking a social justice path. And I started an amazing social justice group, and we did a lot of stuff. And I think then I really found my passion for service learning.
In the future, do you still see yourself in teaching?
I don't, but I didn't expect to be here now. I'm very surprised. I really thought, like, even when I graduated, I wasn't even sure I was going to teach after that. So, who knows? I'm very surprised I'm still here. I think the more I teach, the more desperate I'm becoming to just want some time to learn myself. So I definitely see some future study, but yeah, I really desire to just have some time, a bit of sabbatical time. So I don't know what I'll do after that.
We were actually talking about new graduate teachers recently, and all of us remember from that first year, no amount of theory, no amount of testing or any of this ever prepared you for being in a classroom responsible for 26 students full time.
Do you know what? Most of the learning I did was in a school. Like, yes. Good boy. Like, yes. Obviously, you need to do the theory and you need to have the classes and lectures at uni and do your assignments. But most of what you learn is in practice in the classroom.
I think all of the theory never fully readied you just for the chaos of a class. And it's chaotic, and now you're their teacher for 12 months. Great.
I remember my first day and just, the kids all around at their tables playing, and I'm looking around going, I'm responsible for all of you.
Whereas before, I'd just write how to write an essay and spend all these lessons planning how to write an essay without any thought of time management and how I was going to get to where I needed to get and in what time.
So what would you tell your first year teacher self now?
You don't have to work at a school that you know to do a good job. It's okay to learn about a new school and learn how to be a teacher at the same time.
So what is, one thing that you would tell a beginning teacher or your beginning teacher self?
Oh, what is one thing? God, what is one thing I would
apart
say?
from you're going to have 3 babies.
What is one thing I would say? You know what? If you think it's a good job for having children, don't bother.
I reckon if I did go back, I wouldn't recognise anyone and I know them anyway. A lot of the friends I had have gone off overseas teaching.
So my all-time favourite team, I had a great one the year before, but this year I have my graduate teacher who is like my work sister. Then I've got my work mum and my work auntie, and they're in their 60s, and we go out for lunch together and drinks together, and we just all get along.
And we don't really keep in contact anymore. So, and this is going to sound bad, but I don't feel bad about leaving.
You know, that's actually a very interesting question. So, don't get involved in school politics.
You don't have to be ongoing. You don't have to be in leadership. You don't have to do everything.
Be creative with the curriculum, which I found hard at times because you're trying to do what everyone else is doing. Well, actually, no, I take that back. Be true to the way you want to teach, because there is a prescribed curriculum, and essentially everyone has to teach it. And if you don't, people crack it. But teach it the way you know, in a way that you know that you're good at teaching, and that you enjoy teaching it, and that kids will respond to, which is easier said than done.
Develop your teaching style. Like, I gotta do, you gotta know where your strengths are as a teacher, but you've also got to be the one in charge of the class. Like, you have to be the authority figure. If you're not, the kids will not respect you and they won't respond to you.
Really make an effort to get to know your students, especially the ones you think are going to cause you problems.
Come in with an idea of how you're going to manage the class. Like, get to know the kids' names as quick as you can. Just be a bit more sensitive, gentle with how you treat people in general.
Make sure you go find them at lunchtime, have a nice chat to them, get them on side.
I think I've had like those first 3 years to get myself in the classroom and understand what teaching is and all that sort of stuff. And I think it was my third year, I had a couple of really difficult kids. Like, one kid had ADHD, was undiagnosed autistic. Like, another girl, her dad was a drunk. Like, he came and abused me like multiple times drunk. Like, these kids, like, they're from traumatic backgrounds, like psychological, like DHS, all that type of stuff. Like, it was sort of a bit of an eye-opener to that side of things.
If you don't like teaching, that's okay. It's okay to go and do something else. You don't have to be a teacher just because you've done the degree.
I'd had enough by the end of the second year, and I was just a little bit sick and tired. My classes were beautiful. It was getting kind of political. They kept bringing things in that in my first year, I don't remember doing. Maybe I did actually, but I'd forgotten. But I don't remember doing any like meetings with the principal about your goals and all that sort of stuff. Even in my second school, I don't remember having that. Now, we had a meeting about my VIT yesterday, and it was all like, you've got to put in your goals and this and this and this. And I was like, I don't know what you're saying. What are these words? I think a lot of it's changed, or maybe I was just becoming more responsible, so I was having to do more.
So, what's next? Are you looking for a sort of leadership pathway? Is that your plan, or do you have a plan? You're just gonna
Yeah, looking back the last 10 to 12 years, mostly there hasn't been much of a plan.
If I went back now, I probably wouldn't go into leadership. So I did a bit of that in the first 3 years, whereas now, not interested. When I was heading into teaching, straight to the top.
It's been so nice to rehash it all. Everything changes so much, even in just 2 years. I think there's been a lot of change.
Thanks for that. It's been awesome having a good old chat.
Yeah, that's been nice, isn't it? I hope I haven't scared anyone away.
It's very weird. Sometimes you forget it's a character and not your own early teaching experience kind of thing. It's like, oh my God, yes.
Should be okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Is it okay? Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Her name was Ebony, but we changed it.
I was like, I can't do this anymore. I just wanted to quit.
Are you going to do that one again?
So rolling really quickly. Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
Scene 24, take one. Put your arms around me, Ivy.
Yeah.
So, no, it's okay. She's my team leader. I shouldn't say that to her.
I'll quit with you. See, that's kind of really awkward.
Is this still her first school? Because her first school is really bad.
Lucky, scene 6B, take one. Sorry.
Sorry, forgot to get the Venture Casters.
You're right.
I feel accepting in how directionless I am, and I'm perfectly okay with it. I can't say directionless.
ASD, autistic. His mum didn't believe that I was a grandma. Oh, sorry. Didn't believe I was a grandma.
I've had many of these moments, many.
So it was just one of many? Oh, sorry.
What is it? I hope I haven't scared anyone away. How do you know I'm laughing?